Hello and welcome all of you to my YouTube channel Animals and Pets with Partho. Today's episode is about possibly the oldest pet market in the world. Have you heard of a pet market? We started 277 years back. Well, as you know, uh, India was under British rule for several hundred years. And at that time, there was a time when the Britishers sort of ruled across many continents. And there was a saying that the sun never set in the British Empire. During that time when Calcutta was really anglicized, really the English was ruling here, a pet market started at Hatibagan in North Calcutta, opposite the Radha Cinema. And the Hatibagan market is still there, and the portico, which was used for the weekend market, called the Hatibagan Hart. Hart in India is, fair is called Hart. So it's in Bengali. And Hart is all across the state now in various places. And it's, of course, such pet markets are emerging all across the country. But 277 years ago, Calcutta has its pet market. I think it was it is still the unique sort of recognition that one can boast of. The legacy and the history of this city of Calcutta speaks volumes. Even today, the old British structures are all across the city. And as if you go to England, you go to London, and there will be some buildings, I'm sure, they will resemble the buildings of Calcutta. Well, there are several countries where you see such architecture, like, for example, Sri Lanka, and countries where the British really ruled. Well, this market came a long way, and I can recall when I was a little child and I was a toddler, my father used to take me to the pet market. And later on, when I grew, I went to boarding school run by Australian missioners, and was called St. Xavier's, and I studied at Hazaribagh St. Xavier's. So I used to be away to my hostel, but then I would wait for my vacations to come back and rush to this weekend market. I would never miss a weekend. So later on, my father, when I sort of developed my hobbies, it is embedded in our lineage for several generations. Our family has owned pets. It all started, on record, it all started with Dr. Emin Chatterjee, late Dr. Emin Chatterjee, who was a philanthropist and donated a hospital, which is now known as the Emin Chatterjee Memorial Eye Hospital, which stands tall in Raja Bazaar crossing, just across the road from the North Science College. And of course, it is an iconic building, and it's a heritage building. As you see, it is a complete British structure, architecture, that Dr. Emin Chatterjee designed and built in those days. Born in 1866, and he died in 1939, and he, in his last will and testament, he left this hospital and two buildings to run a high infirmary in the name of his British mentor, Dr. Saunders. Well, my forefathers, my grandfathers, and my father, and of course my uncles and all the family, they kept to his desires, and the hospital is still running and running smoothly by the grace of God and the blessings of Dr. Emin Chatterjee. Well, he was a great animal lover. That is what I wanted to say. He owned numerous varieties of animals, and he would get them imported from England. And he had host of pedigreed dogs. He had 45 horses, and he had many. He has bird, pigeons, name it, and he had it all. And even a tiger, I'm told that he at one point of time owned it for a while. And of course, that is all history. Well, today we have to be content with what we can afford and what is allowed by the law of the land. So I used to be going there all the time, and later on, of course, I used to even sell a lot of. I would breed a lot of fishes. Actually, my parents would look after them while I was away to the hostel. And when I came back, and I had so many of these fishes, and my father would tell me, "These are all yours. Take them to the Hatibagan Hart, sell them, and that's your pocket money." And I would wait for the Sunday to come, and early morning I would get ready, and my mother would, feed me and all that. And with plastic, those polythene bags, I would pick up my fishes, and I would go to the hut, and I would, they were all people like, of course, elders, not, you wouldn't see many children doing it, but I was selling my fishes very happily. And whatever money I got was my take. So I was happy to earn whatever few bucks I could. Then, of course, this Hatibagan Hart grew so big that our erstwhile chief minister, late Mr. Jyoti Basu, who was chief minister from 1977 to year 2000, and during his tenure, he initiated the shifting of that Hatibagan Hart just a few hundred feet, maybe a kilometer from less than a kilometer from where it is today, and now it's known as the Galiff Street Hart. So it was not there for 277 years. It was only there for the last 30, 40 years, maybe. So that's the story of the Galiff Street market coming into its existence. But today, the Galiff Street market has grown beyond its proportions, and the place is too small for them to accommodate the thousands of people wanting to sell their pets, and also the hundreds and thousands of people that want to visit that place to buy their pets. Now, what do you do? Well, the answer is not very far to fetch. There is opportunity for this 277-year-old establishment to grow in the area where it is there, because the entire stretch, which is on the banks of the canal, which is the famous canal of Kolkata, which runs through the city, both sides, there is hardly much, there is so much of space that can be beautified, and everyone, and we can stretch it as far as possible. I wouldn't say relocate them to some other place, because this is in the heart of the city, and that place needs to be beautified. That place is really, other than the place, the market area, which gets alive from Saturday on to Sunday, the entire place is quite, looks like a slum. So it is best that we occupy that, and we develop that, and we let the pet market be, because people hardly can walk. They can't even. Since we are desperate, we have been doing that for the last 60 years. We would still, push our way through the sea of people that is there on every Sunday from morning till the time the the heart is on. So this Galiff Street Pet Market really needs some serious planners, serious thought, serious will to do something for the pet world. And well, it's nice. I was there a couple of weeks back, and they were celebrating the 277 years with some blood donation camps and things like that. It was much appreciated, of course. There were political leaders and all that giving lectures. Everything is fantastic. They are doing social service. But then you must do something for the sellers and also for the buyers. The buyers are getting, people there can come with, the unregistered sellers are all the time coming in and selling. There are new people coming there, so they don't know about the animals. It's not expected that everybody will know and come, and they look at something and ask, what's this? They might, you have people selling all sorts of things, all sorts of animals. And, they can be just, I can tell you one incident. I knew an auto rickshaw driver, that, auto rickshaws are very popular in Kolkata. He told me that on Saturday evenings he would pick up a pure color, black or maybe a white or fawn or whatever color, puppy. From, he would be looking all week that he would be running this auto. You see where there are new litters born on the streets. And then he would on Saturday pick it up. On Sunday morning, first thing he would get dressed. That is the day he never went out to on his regular auto trips. So what he did was he took this little puppy and he had washed it already, and go there and stand with it. And then people would come, and then you would ask a very cheap price. This is a Labrador Retriever. So people, so cheap, okay. Somebody, he buys it. But then he goes back, and after a couple of months, he sees it's just an ordinary dog from the street. So, it's very nice if they adopt that and they love that and that keep it. There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong in keeping a stray dog. I also feed some of them, but they didn't go to buy that. He's been cheated because that I just sell it and I'll get off, and my Sunday money I get 2,000 rupees is a good price, or 1,000, whatever. Well, the price was about 8,000-10,000 for a ordinary puppy from the puppy mill. Another thing is that quality, because the sellers must be also under some. You can't cram so much animals, so many birds. There must be some rules where so that we can keep a check on the cruelty to the animals at that. When they bring it to, because publicly they are on show and people see they are cages stuffed with cats and dogs and birds and all that. So it is not fair. I think the authorities, administration, the animal lovers all should get together and give them a way to sort of expand. And let us make this Galiff Street Market one of the most glorious pet markets in the world. They say it is one of the biggest in Asia. It's the crowd, yes. But if you see pet markets in Bangkok and other places, you may be ashamed to call this. This is just, very, very pathetic to see the animals, the way they are being exhibited, the way the sellers are exhibiting them, the way the buyers have to go and buy their stuff. In that crowded place, they can't even take their cars there. They have to park somewhere outside. Well, all this can be sorted out if there is a will on the part of the administration and the part, of course, the pet lovers, the planners, get together, planners of the city. This will be an additional, not only will generate huge employment opportunities, but then it is also going to beautify our beloved city of Kolkata. Thank you and bye-bye, and see you soon. I hope you've enjoyed this video on the 277-year-old legacy of the city of Kolkata. Now Kolkata, of course, not Hatibagan Haat, but Galiff Street Market, Pet Market. So bye-bye and see you soon in my next episode.